Time to play. Very well.
I'm listening.
Beautiful. All right.
Orders from me.
Gotta cool off. Spring is sprouting, of course.
I'm listening.
Very well. Don't get too excited. Well, yes. Time to play.
If that's what you want.
Time for a swim. Beautiful. Don't get carried away. All right. Very well.
I'm listening.
Spring is sprung. Of course. Say night-night. Yes. Gotta cool off. Shall we drown them? Well. Don't get carried away.
Hey everyone, GuardianE here with another Camilla Emblem clear video in Fire Emblem Heroes. Today we're going to be taking on the King of Unification, Legendary Claude, in his very own Legendary Hero battle on Abyssal difficulty. So Claude, the final house leader to get a legendary version in the game, which is very exciting, and if we take a look at him here, he is certainly decked out to be an absolute monster on player phase. So he comes with his trusty Fail Not, of course, that has a special trigger cooldown effect, as well as a +5 to all of his stats as long as he is initiating, so on player phase, and his health is above or equal to 25%. He also enjoys the fact that his weapon neutralizes guaranteed follow-up attacks for the enemy, as well as any skills that would prevent his follow-up attack, so he is going to be able to double with impunity as long as he has enough speed to meet that speed check. He does have 53 speed, so that's certainly no slouch, and of course, also to help, he has speed, attack speed catch 4, in which case he can get up to +9 to his attack and speed, so pretty considerable. In addition to that, he of course has Speed Defense Rain 3, which is going to reduce the speed on the opposing side, which will just further enhance his ability to double. And he has Threatened Defense here, which is kind of an unusual choice, I would say, for most characters. However, it does work a little in tandem with Fallen Star. So Fallen Star is Claude's creme de la creme as far as his skills. That is his, that's what makes him unique. And what it's going to do is that as long as he's initiating on the enemy, he's going to get an 80% damage reduction when the enemy attacks into him, which is huge. And then not only that, after the combat, he's going to get a Fallen Star effect on himself. So this is a status boost, a status buff that he's going to enjoy, where the next phase, whatever attack he sustains, is also going to be reduced by 80%. He's also, on initiation, going to have a gravity effect, and we all know how powerful that can be. So definitely a very, very powerful B-slot skill if you allow him to attack into you. And it kind of chains into itself to give more damage reduction because of the Fallen Star status effect. And like I said, that does kind of work with Threatened Defense in that capacity, just because it's going to let him do more damage if he does decide to just sit there with his damage reduction on an enemy that was in front of him on the following turn. So Legendary Claude with an impressive kit, for some reason without an assist. I don't know if they did that deliberately just to ensure that he doesn't get into like reposition shenanigans and is constantly moving forward so that he can make his approach and attack, since he is heavily reliant on being a player phase unit. And of course he has, as usual, Abyssal level stats, pretty impressive, 63 attack, 82 HP, and pretty solid defenses too, mixed defenses. So that's Claude. And when I first saw this map, I was actually a little concerned because they start you off in this corner here with restricted mobility. You have these walls buttressing your forces, and then this L-shaped wall up here, and that all just limits your ability to actually reposition properly and put the appropriate enemy phase units in the enemy's danger zone. As you have to be very careful with your movement because you don't have that much freedom as you would. However, the enemy forces, the opposing forces, have free reign. They can move anywhere. Look at how open this space is, and Claude in particular can just swoop on in and fire an arrow. And of course, naturally, because I do want to prevent him from player phasing me. Furthermore, if he does player phase, I take additional damage because I'm using all flyers. So a lot of potential looming threats, but at the same time, the enemy forces are relatively reasonable in what they have. I mean, if you take a look, again, the Red Thief and the Red Fafnir over here, they don't have seals for some reason. And they do have some tier 4 skills. So they have like the rain skills that are new, of course. The Lance Fighter has null follow-up 3, and they have some impressive stats too. So I will say that this initial wave of enemies, as well as the reinforcements, feel relatively reasonable and manageable for an Abyssal level map. So let's take a look at the Camillas themselves. We'll start with Vanilla Camilla here. Merged at +10, has Summoner Support, has 10 Dragon Flowers, and a Speed asset. Has her native Camilla's Axe with Special Refine, Reposition, Draconic Aura, Distant Counter, Guard Bearing 3 for the B slot, Hone Flyers for the C slot, and Mystic Boost 3 for the Seal. Next we have Spring Princess Camilla, also Summoner Supported with +10, Merge and +10 Dragon Flowers, has Speed asset, Grand Raven, Triangle Adept build, Reposition, Draconic Aura, Vantage for the B slot, Goad Flyers for the C slot, and Distant Defense 3 for the Seal. Here we have Tropical Beauty Camilla merged at +10 with 5 Dragon Flowers. Attack asset has Blarfox Plus with Speed Refine, Reposition, Draconic Aura, Swift Sparrow 3 for the A slot, Swift Sparrow 2 for the Seal, Desperation, and Goad Flyers for the C slot. And finally, we have Light of Nor Camilla, Brave Camilla merged at +10 with 10 Dragon Flowers. Summoner support as well, has an attack asset, Native Sangreather, Rescue Plus, Miracle, Attack Speed Push 4, Wrathful Staff 3, Goad Flyers, and Renewal 3 for the Seal. So as we're going through this, you'll probably identify some efficiencies, or rather, I guess, inefficiencies in the builds, because I could have swapped things around to make things go a little bit smoother. But by default, I usually go in with these builds just to see how well it'll do, and we happen to clear it with these builds. So I'm just going to showcase that right here. And obviously, right out of the gate, the first entry point is this Lance Fighter. I mean, she's just kind of sticking out here, overextended, so that's a natural point at which to initiate on the enemy. And we're going to accomplish this with Brave Camilla. So we're going to use Summer Camilla just to reposition her over so that she has the reach. She will go ahead and player phase the Lance Fighter and take her out. And then at this point, we just want to have Vanilla Camilla in the danger zone to be able to take out the Green Thief. So we're just going to do some more reposition shenanigans here to get properly situated. And Vanilla Camilla is going to be tanking that attack. We'll double on enemy phase, take out that Green Thief. And the enemy is going to make their approach. We're going to get some more reinforcements this time. We're going to have this Blue Flyer who has a Blar-Raven Triangle Adept build. We have an Axe Cavalier up here who has Guard and Slaying Axe. And then we also have this Axe Knight over here, over in the corner, so an armor with Bold Fighter and Bonfire, which is always a threat, but they're going to be obviously pretty encumbered. They're not going to have any additional mobility as an armor unit with any skills. So on this following turn, we just want to poke the enemy forces and then reposition back, leaving units that can tank the forces as they approach. So we'll accomplish that by first using Brave Camilla to whittle down the red Fafnir here. Now what that also is going to accomplish, won't take her out, but it'll put the gravity effect on her, of course, which is always nice. And additionally, it's going to force the AI for the Cleric to go ahead and heal the red Fafnir. And that's actually that's important because that's gonna keep the Cleric in the back. The Cleric has Physic, so she has to heal from a range, so she's gonna opt to always go the safe route to be behind. And that's nice because that's gonna actually stagger the damage ranges a little bit better. We're gonna use Summer Camilla to take out the red Thief here with that color advantage on player phase. And at this point, we're just going to be repositioning to safety on both fronts. Now we're gonna leave Spring Camilla in the range of that Blue Flyer. If I had Quick Riposte, would have killed her right there, but that's fine. We'll just tank that hit and retaliate for some hefty damage. That is totally okay. And now the Axe Knight isn't a huge problem, but he will be a problem eventually. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Brave Camilla to player phase and take out the Axe Knight. And in the process, we're going to inflict gravity on this blue Manakete so that she basically can't hurt anybody on this turn. That's exactly what we want. So now we're going to use Summer Camilla to finish off that red Fafnir here. Proc the special, didn't really need to, but that's okay. And we're just going to reposition it to safety and just get out of the range of Claude. That's really what we don't want to give Claude the opportunity to player phase, because that's playing on his terms, and you never want to do that with a trickster like Claude, right? He's always got something up his sleeve. You don't want to play into his hands. So we're going to fall back here a little bit, let the enemy approach. Spring Camilla is nice and tanky. She's not going to have any issues tanking these attacks. Blue Flyer is going to attack Vanilla Camilla and get distant countered for her troubles, and she goes down. And now we have another set of reinforcements. We got a Lance Flyer over here with Brave Lance and Flyer formation, so some potential for some movement shenanigans, which you always just want to be concerned about. You just want to be wary. Sword Dragon over here has Guard Sword, as well as Defense Feint and Attack Feint, so doubling up on those feints. So she certainly has a plan in mind. And then we also have this red Flyer up here with Rotterfox Plus, as well as Brazen Attack Speed, Distant Guard, and Hone Flyers with Desperation. So naturally the immediate threat right now is going to be Claude. He is going to block off a lot of movement options for my team, so we just want to take him out right away. And we can accomplish this by using Brave Camilla. She has the Hone Flyers buff, and she is going to be able to double and take out Claude on player phase here. So Claude goes down, easy peasy. That is also going to put the gravity effect on the Green Cavalier, thankfully enough, which will limit his range. And then we just want to take out the Axe Cavalier here as well. So we'll use that, a combination of Summer Camilla and Spring Camilla. Alright, and down he goes. And now Vanilla Camilla is in the range of the blue Manakete, which is absolutely fine, because she can tank that Manakete no problem. So the Manakete is going to get a buff. The Green Cavalier is going to attack in a Brave Camilla. Almost dies for his troubles. But the nice thing about that, actually... So we'll talk about Vanilla Camilla taking on the blue Manakete, tanking, and doing some considerable damage back. The nice thing, actually, about the Green Cavalier taking that damage is that the Cleric is going to prioritize healing again. So she's, again, stuck back there, just healing, and not really a threat. And I guess I should have brought this up before, but she has Flash Plus, which is kind of annoying. It is going to create an AoE debuff on your team where you can't counterattack. So that's kind of obnoxious, especially if you're trying to multi-phase and take out, be efficient and take out enemies on both turns, which sometimes is really necessary on Abyssal maps. So at this point, we just want to mop up the rest of the forces. We're going to use Summer Camilla to take out the Green Cavalier here. Alright, and then we're going to use Brave Camilla to take out that red flyer on player phase. There we go, and then the Lance Flyer is also going to go down to Spring Camilla. And then finally, the blue Manakete is gone. Takes that hit from Vanilla Camilla. So, at this point, we just tank that attack from the Cleric. Easy peasy, not a problem. The Sword Dragon is making her approach, so we just want to eliminate her right quick. We can reposition to get Summer Camilla into range. Player phase the Sword Dragon, take her out. And then the Cleric, by her lonesome, is going to go down to Spring Camilla. And there we go. So that is the strategy that I employed with Camilla Emblem to clear King of Unification Claude, Legendary Claude, on his very own Legendary Hero battle on Abyssal difficulty. Let me know in the comments below what strategies and teams you ended up using to clear this Abyssal level map. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you all so much for watching and for taking time out of your day to spend with us. We really, really do appreciate it. Certainly hoping you're all staying safe, healthy, secure, and united out there, and wishing the very, very best for you, your family, and your friends. And until next time, let's protect those skies.